It's the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
I'm Smiley Ariaga.
And today we're talking about Money in the Bank. Now, first, let's talk about our general thoughts. I thought the show overall was good, not great. What helped is that there wasn't a lot of matches on the show, but from what I saw, it was pretty good. The women's Money in the Bank was solid. We'll talk about that. Lyra and Becky, pretty great. That was probably the best wrestling match on the show. The men's Money in the Bank, also good. Too much interference, I thought. But overall, it was good. The end result, Seth winning, made sense. Got to establish the new, dangerous alliance, whatever they're gonna call it. With the women's Money in the Bank, Naomi winning, don't really agree with it, but I guess maybe they're doing something to set up her and Jade. I don't know.
Well, they're gonna
What do
do
you think?
something. They're gonna
Yeah,
do. Look, we know they're gonna do something, but like, it's like it's like when Baron Corbin didn't Baron Corbin win the Money in the Bank at one point?
I believe
Who
he
was the
did.
last? Who was the last useless person that won the Money in the Bank?
I mean, I remember Damien Sandow won it, but then John Cena took it from him.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
something with him. They did something, but the thing is,
Ken Kennedy, he lost it too to Edge.
I remember that. But it's just like you have Roxanne Perez in there, who's not only a better heel than Naomi, but probably one of the best workers in the women's division. like, like, and, here's the thing, because the whole gimmick, like I said, I'm still open to being wrong about this. The whole gimmick is their heels want to ruin wrestling, so they're gonna go with the option of what is going to annoy people. Not necessarily what's compelling, but what's going to annoy people. What's going to make you
Really?
go, ugh. That's the way I felt with Naomi winning is the same way I felt with, it's the same answer to the question. It's the same answer to the question. Why are they involving Logan Paul in this with John Cena? Oh, wait, that's right. They want to piss us off. Not necessarily be compelling or good, but they want to piss us off.
No,
And
I don't think so.
I
Well,
don't know.
I think it's like a quarter of that because with John Cena, I don't really want to talk about this match. Just quickly.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I I don't. I just don't.
That's how
Like,
I
okay,
feel. Yeah, that's how he wants to feel.
John Cena he knows how the fans in some of the locker room feel about Logan Paul, right? So he's doing it to for heat, and Logan Paul heat magnet, but that's it. And they're paying him a lot of money, Logan Paul, to come in every now and then to get people mad at him. That's it. Anyway, no more. No, we don't need to say
No, no,
anything
no. But
more.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like we talked about the differences between heat, good heat, like Dominic Mysterio, and hell, I'll even argue, even though I don't like the rope they're walking with El Grande Americano, right?
I love that. I love it.
I don't really like how they're using the Gulf of America thing, but it's clearly it's more tongue in cheek. It's actual tongue in cheek. That's like, okay, I get it. I buy it. I buy,
It's poking at the ridiculousness of calling it the Gulf of America.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I
Okay.
get Dominic is good heat. People and plus, listen, El Grande Americano, if he's involved, oh, we get to fucking see Chad Gable. There's that kind of heat that's good. That's kind you people will pay to see that. I will pay to see Chad Gable and Dominic Mysterio. I don't want to pay to see Logan Paul. So yeah, he does have heat, but it's like, oh, yep, nope, not for me. I don't want but the thing is they can't wrap their heads around that. They can't they still think after all these years, they still think, "Oh, if they don't want to pay to see this, that's still good because they hate you." Like
I
I
don't
don't
I
know.
don't think I don't think Logan Paul's there, or not just Logan Paul. A lot of the heels in WWE now is not just for cheap heat, heat for the sake of heat.
Oh no, not all of them, just mainly
No.
people like him, like cases like him.
Like with Naomi, the thing was with Naomi and the women's Money in the Bank, I don't buy her as a heel at all because the fans love the her song, her globe song, or glow up song, whatever you want to call it.
Well, yeah, the
The
old one, the one
yeah,
before
yeah,
now.
whatever it is. They like all that. I think the fans wanted to cheer Naomi because I remember when she was walking out to the ring, the crowd didn't know what to do. because she has a new generic rock song, which sounds like a WCW, undercard wrestler from 1995. That's what it sounds like. And they just don't know how to react to her, you know? And neither do I. I don't buy it.
And the thing is, I don't even think she buys it because after she won the fucking briefcase, she won in the post show and started crying. I'm like,
That's another thing.
you're the
That's
heel.
another thing.
That's the thing. She doesn't even believe in her heel gimmick. She forgot. Listen. Maybe in her defense, she was so overcome with emotion that she won the thing. Like, oh my god, they gave me a chance. Oh wait, that's right, I'm a heel. But I'm like, people who believe in their heel gimmicks, and I wouldn't even fault this to her because like no one buys her as a heel. I don't think she does either because it's like, oh wait, she's so overcome with emotion. If she was in a heel gimmick that everyone could immerse themselves in, she would be like, yeah, I fucking won this shit. This is mine. Fuck you. But it's like, it's like, dude, aren't you? You're a heel, but it's easy to forget that because how can you buy Naomi as a heel?
See, it's
How?
oh, it, with her, right? Oh, when she did what she did to Jade, and when she had that horrible segment with Bianca Belair, and she was just crying. It's like when the in WWE when the women turn heel, they start crying. I don't get it. I don't understand why it's like that.
I think it's supposed to appear like chicken shit, but
It's the men too. The men do it too sometimes. The ones that are there was a time where it was a little bit too soap opera.
when did the men cry? When did the male heels cry? Who was the last male
Dolph
heel that
Ziggler.
cried?
Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler. It should be me stuff. He was damn near crying, right?
I don't
Was he
remember.
crying?
I mean, no, you know what the thing is? He might have been, but the thing is, his voice sounds so like cracky, like this. Like it sounds so much like that it sounds like he's crying every time he talks.
Roman, Roman,
Oh,
remember
oh
early
my
on?
God. No, wait. He didn't cry during a promo, but I remember there was one instance where he got fucked over by Triple H or people by the authority, and he was just crying in the middle of the ring, and everyone was still booing him. This was before they let Roman be himself.
No, in
Um,
2020, when the bloodline stuff was starting and he was doing the thing with Jey Uso,
oh,
and he
when
just
he
started
was
just crying. I'm like, I
Oh
was
yeah, no,
done.
the Hell in the Cell when he was like Roman St. Patrick. He acted like
Yeah,
Ghost from Power,
I
and
was not a fan of that.
he started crying.
Look, I'm not a fan. I'm not against wrestlers showing emotion, but it's gotta like make sense and
You
it's
have
gotta
to
be
buy it.
believable. You have to buy it
You have to buy it.
100%.
Here's the thing: when Punk got injured in the Royal Rumble, and he came on TV and talked about his friend who had cancer, that wasn't fake. He wasn't acting. That's the thing. He actually wasn't acting. He was mad at himself for getting injured, but he was like he was thinking about his friend. Like, you know what? If he can deal with this, I can get through this. That he wasn't acting. That was real emotion. You bought the fact. Like, even if he went backstage and like was like, yeah, I'm good. I can tell that was real emotion.
Yep.
Seth and Drew, how much they hate CM Punk. I buy that.
Yeah.
I buy that. If Drew started to cry because of how much he hated CM Punk, Drew is so damn good, I might buy that too. But that's a special case. I digress.
Yeah. So, okay, with the women's Money in the Bank, right? Who did you think stood out?
Roxanne Perez. And Rhea Ripley, hell, even Alexa Bliss. Because here's the thing, Alexa Bliss, we talked about her, right? She does a few things really well, and she focuses on the few things she does well. She doesn't do any wasted bullshit. And the thing about Alexa Bliss, when she cuts a promo, I believe what she's saying. She told, I think she was telling Tiffany Stratton, look how I betrayed Nia Jax, and I like Nia Jax. I don't know you. Screw you. I don't. I like think of what I'm willing. I did that to my friend. What do you think I'm willing to do to you? I bought that. I buy Alexa Bliss. Uh, and I Roxanne Perez, like man, like she wasn't doing the stuff that she was doing in this match wasn't like, oh my god, she's gonna kill herself. It was very innovative, like that. How she bounces, even the way she does the bounce off the rope moonsault in the corner, like it's very quick and it's very simple, and she can do that. And I've seen her do it in many different ways without hurting her. But like it looks devastating, but it doesn't look like, oh my god, she, like what? Why the fuck did she do that? Every time I would see Naomi or some other people in this match do stunts, it's like, why the fuck did you guys do that? You're gonna kill yourselves. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, for me, the two ladies that stood out, I thought Roxanne did great too. Julia and Stephanie Vakir. I
Oh
thought
my
they
God,
were
yeah.
tremendous. I love the when all the ladies were selling, right? And then Julia's by herself, right? And I think she just got put through a ladder or something, and she
Yeah.
was taking a while to step the ladder. I'm like, oh, why is she taking so long? Is she stalling? No, she was selling. And she
Oh,
was climbing up the ladder slowly. I was like, oh, okay.
yeah. Selling.
Yeah.
Isn't it cool when people sell? Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Like, what I thought would happen is like, I think they kind of broke up Roxanne and Julia too quickly. I think they should have been working together in this match. Julia should have been doing the heavy lifting, and then Roxanne gets it by being like, sneaky or whatever. And then you have that storyline of Julia standing by Roxanne, even though she's kind of jealous that Roxanne won the, kind of like a Batista and Triple H thing, right? Where you have the muscle who's like, all right, fine. I kind of got fucked over, but as long as you win, I got you. But eventually they're gonna break up. I think they broke up Roxanne and Julia way too quickly. If you had Roxanne win the Money in the Bank, you could still have Julia by her side, but eventually Julia's gonna get hers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I also think, okay, Naomi winning, they're probably going to use that as a vehicle to get the title on Jade. But I just
Yeah.
don't think like their story needs the championship belt. So we'll see where that all goes. But you know what? Honestly, here's what they could have done that would have been risky, and I think it'll be very interesting. It'll be a good way for them to stick it to AEW. But this is a way to do that when instead of rather doing another counter programming show, right? So if you really wanted to stick at AEW, you would have put Mariah May in there and have her win the whole thing. She's a young,
Oh my God.
she AEW established her because with a program with Tony Storm, you put her in and push her immediately.
And she was better than half the roster. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
She's better than half the roster.
she holds the briefcase for a while. She could. A young new heel can hold it for a little while, and she'll cash in on whoever. Maybe Rhea Ripley or Tiffany Stratton or someone or Charlotte or Jake, whoever's
She could
champion
have
in six
cashed in on,
months.
if there was a women's title match that night, she could have cashed in on somebody that night. Like last night.
Yeah, yeah, but I think that would have been a good, a nice surprise because it's not like if you put Mariah May out there and you have the announcers put her over like crazy, like oh, she's a rising star, on the international scene, right? She was, a Stardom. She's from Stardom, and she just without saying yeah, she's from AEW. you know, you could, yeah, and I think
That's
the
not an
WWE crowd,
accolade on anybody's resume
yeah,
nowadays.
the the crowd would have reacted well to her because it's not like none of them don't watch AEW. Maybe
Yeah.
some probably do. They probably know who she is, right? So they could have done something like that. That would have been cool. I don't know, but
No,
I think it's a mistake to have Mariah May on NXT first. They should have put her on the main roster right away.
yeah, because like
Yeah,
she can talk, she can work, she does simple
she's
things.
ready.
Yeah,
What
she
else
can
does
do
she need to do? Yeah,
doesn't need to do a lot to get over. She reminds me a lot of Roxanne, actually.
yeah,
She reminds me a lot of Roxanne. Like it's her like she doesn't need to do a lot of bullshit to get over. Like what I mean? Like Stephanie Vakir, she does impressive stuff, but it's not anything dumb. It's not anything risky. Like I like Vakir's style as well. But
yeah,
like while we're in the theme of like young heels who get it, yeah, either Mariah May or Roxanne would have been my pick.
yeah, yeah. I think
Like,
because WWE and AEW too, I give both companies credit on this. They're really focusing on their young talent. They're really
yeah.
focusing on the future, which is
And
why I thought that Naomi winning was a mistake. But I don't know.
yeah.
I mean,
And
Seth winning made sense. It does because again, you have to establish that team.
he's
But
one of the top heels right now in the company.
you're right, exactly.
And
So I
like
get that.
and like who else? Rhea, okay, I know people are, I don't know if people are sick of Rhea versus Io. I'm not, because I like the chemistry they have going right now. Io and Rhea. You could have had a thing where if Rhea won and she, instead of doing the chicken hit we always talk about this in the Money in the Bank. Everyone does it like Edge. Everyone does the same shit like Edge. Rhea is kind of a babyface right now. If she had won the Money in the Bank, Raw, she could have came out and like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing the same shit that these other chicken shits do. I'm gonna cash this shit in at a pay-per-view, and we're gonna have one more match. And maybe you could have had like, I don't know, 60-minute Iron Man, something like that. We're gonna finally. This is the last time I'm challenging you for this title, and I'm using this Money in the Bank to do because I know I can beat you this time. You could have done that.
Yeah.
I like the chemistry that Rhea and Io, like they have the kind of chemistry where it's like Rhea's like, that title's gonna be mine eventually, but I'm not gonna let anyone else try to fuck you over.
Yeah.
If anyone tries to attack you, I'm gonna whoop their ass because you're mine. I
Yeah.
like that chemistry they have going. So that's something else you could have done.
Yeah. You saw the Intercontinental title match, Dominic and Octagon Jr.?
Oh yeah, I saw both IC title matches. Both of them were pretty women's IC title match. We'll talk about the finish. I didn't even like the finish of that very much.
Okay.
But Dominic and what's that other guy's name?
Octagon Jr.
Wasn't bad.
It was all right.
I love Dominic's amazing. I'm glad he didn't lose it. But I know what you talked to me about this in the sense that like I remember you asked me how do you think that is it foreboding for Triple A's partnership with WWE a little bit, yeah.
Well, I just think that if you have this partnership, right, and you're showing Conan in the crowd and all these other AAA guys, you could have done a little bit more you didn't need to win,
Oh,
but
Conan was in the crowd.
Conan was in the crowd, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh God.
So they could have done a little bit more to showcase Octagon Jr. instead of having him be, it was very anticlimactic. It wasn't anything. They didn't need to go 30 minutes, but they should have went longer than 5 minutes. That's all I gotta say.
Like,
Yeah,
you know how the women's IC title match ended in a fucking chicken shit roll up, which is whatever. I think instead of Octagon Jr., Dominic is like, I know Dominic already wrestled Vikingo on that Worlds Collide show. No, Chad Gable wrestled
yeah,
Vikingo on
yeah.
that Worlds Collide show. That match could have earned Vikingo a spot to wrestle Dominic on this pay-per-view.
That would
Dominic
have
could
been
have
good too.
wrestled Dominic could have wrestled Vikingo and beat him with a roll-up or something like, that protects Vikingo. Because Vikingo is like kind of the start, and they could have won a little longer. If he had Vikingo there, I'm kind of glad Vikingo didn't get killed in 8 minutes. Like if it was
That
if
would
you
have
were
been a
gonna do
mistake. Yeah,
yeah,
that would
if
have been
you
a mistake.
Vikingo's one of their top guys. I
Yeah,
don't know Octagon Jr. and a lot of people do. No offense to him, he was fine.
that's
He was
true.
fine.
That is also true. Yeah. So if they're gonna put Vikingo on a pay per view match, he's winning. He's winning something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like Vikingo in the WWE system because there are probably people there who can tell him, okay, maybe don't do the corkscrew 630 that breaks your neck tonight. Maybe don't do that tonight. Do that another night without breaking your neck. You have people
Yeah.
back there who can like, hey, chill, don't die
Hmm.
tonight. Hopefully. I like to hope.
All right. Becky Lynch and Lyra, you didn't like the finish?
I mean, it didn't make sense for a chicken shit heel to win. But the thing is, if you're gonna have Lyra lose and still like kind of come out on top, because like, okay, at that she had to beat up Becky Lynch because no fucking way are you not only gonna lose, but let her make you raise your hand 4 times. You have to kick her ass. You have to. But the thing is, if the idea was for Lyra to lose and still leave Becky Lynch in a heap, you could have had the same effect with Lyra retaining. So she looks less like a dumbass. I don't know. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I thought WWE, let me say this, like WWE, as we know, they're not great at rubber matches, right? Setting up rubber matches, right? They usually like they have some sort of like really shitty anticlimactic finish. This was a little anticlimactic. However, I thought it made sense because in the video packages leading up to this, Lyra was like, "I can pin you with my eyes closed." Becky did not like that she got out wrestled, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
Lyra's transitions are just incredible. She's really great. Becky did not like that, so she rolled her up by holding the tights, right? Doing the shitty heel thing because she can't. She's afraid. She thinks she really in her back of her mind knows that she probably can't beat her.
She can't. Yeah, yeah. That Lyra, because Lyra is a better worker than Becky, a better wrestler. Becky is an amazing worker.
Hmm.
Lyra is definitely the better Lyra can definitely.
Technician.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's definitely the better technician. For sure. This match was good.
It was great. Yeah, I
Every
really
time.
liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like, oh wow, they're competing for something, and like in
They're
this.
standing out amongst the crazy ladder matches
Yeah,
because they know
yeah,
like it's really hard to like ladder matches are hard to like be different because we've seen them all, right? So these ladies were like, okay, this is going to be the wrestling match on the show that people are going to remember for the, the wrestling. But
yes.
I think we're going to get a rubber match, hopefully either like a, submission match or last man standing or something at Evolution or maybe SummerSlam. Maybe they'll hold this off till then, who knows? Um, but I think this has been a hell of a program so far.
If Lyra Valkyria learns to cut better promos, there's nothing stopping her.
She's been much better recently since
Yeah,
this Becky program has really made her step up her promo game.
yeah. If
Mhm.
she just improves that, there's nothing stopping her, except for the system, because
She's definitely a rising star, definitely.
yeah.
Um, okay, men's Money in the Bank. Now, the one thing I would say about this match is that there's too much interference, and
Yo, oh my
yeah,
God, that shit later in the match. Honestly, I after Fatu did what he did, I went to use the bathroom and I came back and Seth was already Money in the Bank. I'm like, it was like it was going way too long.
and they had another match after that. So if you're gonna do
Uh,
all of this stuff, this should have been the main event.
yeah, honestly, it really should have.
Yeah, I thought like there was there was a lot of just again when you got two ladder matches which with the same premise. The only thing that's different are the genders. It's really hard to stand out, right? Because whatever you saw in the other match is probably going to get replicated in the other match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Whatever you see
just
in one is going to get replicated in another, and it just became. I'm like, I just saw the women do that, like the destroyer on the ladder. The women did that,
it's
except it
just
was in
jungle gym
stereo.
shit. Yeah, yeah, it's just jungle gym crap.
It
Like we're
was a
gonna
lot of yes. It was stuff. It was a lot of in the beginning. The first like maybe like 10, 15 minutes of this match was like stuff happening. No drama, no story, just stuff. Meaningless stuff. But towards the end, I thought it was pretty interesting because there was like a I feel like it was the same for the women. There was an unpredictability factor. You didn't know who was gonna win. They made you think Andrade can probably win. LA Knight can probably win. Solo Sikoa can probably win. There was a lot of stuff, a lot of possibilities. I thought they did a really good job with that, but at the end of the day, it's really hard to have two Money in the Bank matches and have either one of them stand out.
yeah. Uh, Regarding Solo Sokoa, I really fucking missed it when he didn't talk. Jesus, every time he talks, it's so he's mugging. He's like in theater, we have a saying where when someone is just hamming it up way too hard, like they're mugging, like they have a mug and they're begging the audience for a fucking reaction. That's how I feel whenever Solo Sokoa talks.
He's
It's
not
like,
ready to be in the Roman position.
no,
No.
no, look how long it took Roman.
Yep.
For fuck's sake. Like, and here's the thing, like Jacob Fatu, we all knew he was gonna be the guy. But like, I'm glad it finally fucking happened. But it's just like Jesus Christ, how long?
I say Jacob Fatu wins the King of the Ring.
Yeah, why not? Who else is gonna go over him?
Yeah.
Logan Paul probably just to make us mad.
But
Three.
the guy who wins the men's one is probably going to go after John Cena,
Uh,
at least as
yo,
a stopgap before
yo,
SummerSlam.
if Fatu clean like not only destroys John Cena, but cleans up everybody. Clean him up with a big broom. Give him a broom and then just walk out to the ring and push him out. Just please, please. What better reset can you have than that?
Because Jacob Fatu is hot right now. He got such a great reaction last night.
Yeah, because
So,
like Cody, okay, it's one thing if you have Cody beat Cena, which is fine. Do that. Anyone beat Cena, but what if Fatu destroys Cena and Cody is now chasing Fatu?
that'll be something. But
I,
like as far as like because he's John Cena's gonna be here for the rest of the year, so they're gonna try to milk that for what it's worth. And Cody beating John Cena again, chasing John Cena is a more lucrative option right now at this very moment than Cody chasing Jacob Fatu. Um, right now at this very moment. Um,
yeah,
but I think yeah, these Money in the Bank matches, I'm really getting sick of it.
yeah, me
Like,
too.
because
Me
it's
too. Me too. You
I,
can't do it any other way.
yeah, I just think that okay, so I rewatched. Did you ever see TLC 3?
Was that with the Dudleys and Edge and Christian?
Well, they were in Dudley's and Andrew Christian were in everyone, but TLC 3 was Dudley's, Edge Christian, and Chris Benoit and Jericho. This was
Oh,
the one on SmackDown that people don't really talk about as much, but it's to me it's the best TLC of the original ones, right? The SummerSlam was the first one, WrestleMania 17 was the second one, and the third one was on a SmackDown like a month and a half later. There was a story here because how do you stand like they just had a TLC match at WrestleMania that year, so how do you make it different? There was a story element to it. It wasn't just stuff happening. Yes, Jeff Hardy did some crazy shit, and there was a spot for that, but there was a lot of drama because Benoit was taken out of the match because he fell from a ladder onto a table and got hurt. He was stretchered out. Then Jericho was on his own. So he's fighting up everyone. He's hitting everyone with chairs. He's really just trying to win it for his partner all by himself. Then Benoit limps to the ring and they end up winning the whole damn thing. And
yeah.
the crowd lost their mind. It was like it was insane.
Yeah, the psychology, it was like you rarely see ladder matches with that much psychology.
Yeah, but
Rarely.
the point is like if we're doing a bunch of these types of matches so quickly from one another, how do we make it different? So
Yeah.
what WWE needs to do, they got to figure out a way to make if you're gonna do these every year and have a pay-per-view for them every year, how the hell do you make these matches stand out?
I have one suggestion. I have
Yeah.
one thing you can do. Maybe only don't do any no DQ matches on TV for a while. Because when you see a no DQ match, a lot of times on TV, they take out everything but the ladders, tables, they have the tools, they have the toys, the Nerf guns, fucking thumbtacks, all this shit. Maybe only don't even have no DQ matches on TV for a while. I think it because like the less you have these kinds of matches, the more surprised or the more impactful it is when you do crazy shit like ladder matches and stuff. Because like ladder matches to me, at least to me, don't feel that special anymore. Because Jesus Christ, I feel like every week, no matter what show, whether it's AEW, WWE, there's always a different kind of no DQ match, and like obviously whenever that happens, they got to do everything. Maybe this is one suggestion. There's one way that you can make these matches more impactful. Do less matches where you're involving other that where you're involving a whole bunch of crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. But I will say like WWE doesn't do a ton of stipulation matches as much as they used to, even though they
No, no,
have
no,
pay-per-views.
no.
They have actual pay-per-views named after their famous stipulation matches.
Yeah,
So, yeah. I don't know. And also like you saw the tag team TLC they did on SmackDown?
that's you see, that's the
You saw
thing. We
that?
just saw it was
Yeah.
great. I loved it. But the thing is, if you're gonna have Money in the Bank coming up, why have a tag team ladder match on TV leading up to Money in the Bank?
But I will say the TLC match, the tag team one, stood out because it was a lot more athletic than a TLC match is usually, and also there was drama. There was a
Yeah,
lot of storytelling. There was some great selling. I felt like we all felt like ladder matches are dangerous, and I felt like it was dangerous. There was a lot on the line. With these Money in the Bank matches, sometimes it's just like stuff happens until something happens.
until someone grabs the fucking case. Like, because here's the thing: that tag team ladder match was better than both. Was better because of what you said, because of the drama, and because of the mixture of drama and physicality. I know that seems like a given because that's what wrestling is supposed to be. but sadly we don't get both all the time. Like that tag team ladder match was better than both of these Money in the Bank matches.
I
But the
agree.
problem was is that it was on free television leading up to your fucking Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
It was a few months apart, but I get what you're saying.
It felt
It
like it was
was
the
a,
other week.
no, it was like in April.
Oh, gee, I don't know, man. I
Yeah.
feel like it just happened. I feel like that match just happened. But yeah,
Yeah.
you know what we get. But the thing is, we watch both. Well, I try to watch both WWE and AEW. Some weeks it's hard, but like we see a lot of these
See a lot of these
matches
type of matches. Yeah.
because
Yep.
everyone wants to fucking. Because like, here's the thing: if you're doing an ODQ match, that's on free television. That's not on a pay-per-view. Maybe just take out one chair. Maybe take out like in every other no DQ match is a fucking lights out match and it has all the toys. They bring out the whole toy store for every fucking no DQ match they do. Maybe this is more of an AEW problem than WWE problem because you are right. WWE doesn't do this nearly as much as AEW, but the problem is we see it a lot,
Yeah.
you know?
All right. Truth came back, destroyed John Cena, or attacked him. What do you think they're gonna? How do you feel about Truth coming back, and what's next for him?
Hopefully something that's above little Jimmy shit.
Yep.
Because you made everyone think that he was gone and everyone missed him. Maybe not that he's actually back. Maybe utilize more of our true skill. Because here's the thing, we've talked about this for years. Like when a friend of ours said this, whenever people in wrestling realize that someone's funny, they fucking milk that to the point where it's like, okay, you're just like making him look like an idiot now.
That's Vince. That's a Vince thing.
Yeah,
Vince,
yeah,
when you make him laugh once, you're gonna be the joke guy. But like when I look at Danhausen and I look at Chelsea Green, for example, they're funny, but their whole character is not like I'm funny. You can still believe in them. You can still believe that
yes,
they can be champions. But with Truth, they made him a joke for too long that if he's a champion, you kind of don't buy it. But
yeah,
I honestly feel like yes, the crowd was clamoring for Truth. Do you like him because you know what he can do, or do you like him because you want to laugh at him? This
well,
is why I'm saying now that he's back, he can't be stupid. No more stupid Truth.
because
No more thinking that you're in Judgment Day when you're clearly not. Don't act like you don't know where you are. Stop. Don't make him stupid anymore.
yeah, that's the thing. Because like, here's the thing. To me, my favorite kind of comedy in wrestling is when the people involved don't know they're being funny. Like, or it doesn't seem like they're trying so hard to be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, with our truth, you can utilize more. Like, now that he's back, maybe he can be an actual like he can try to help take down this new regime of John Cena. He can probably be like, "Yo,
Yes.
you tried to get rid of me. I was your fan. I loved you. You tried to get rid of me, and then and now I'm back, and I ain't gonna be your number one fan no more.
I'm not gonna
You
be
hear
your.
me?
I'm not gonna be. I'm not here to make you laugh anymore. I'm not
Well,
a joke. Now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna remind you who I am.
yeah. Like,
That should be him now.
and here's the thing, like, I don't know. It's like I hope they didn't just bring him back as like a little pat on the ass. You know what I mean? A little pat, like, oh, here's like, and still do the same shit they were doing with him. Don't wait. And this isn't our truth's fault. Obviously,
No.
he's what Karrion Kross would say is a good soldier, right? He does everything he needs to do. He will job to anybody. And then it's seemingly they casted him away. Or maybe I think his contract ran out. I don't think they fired him. His
No,
contract
his
ran
contract
out.
went up and they chose not
Yeah.
to renew it. That was
It,
all.
but now they clearly chose to renew it, right? Maybe
Because the
because of
crowd started chanting, "We want Truth."
like, yeah, like what the fuck? Like, but
Yeah.
now that he's back, maybe utilize more of his skills. And
Yep.
you're saying our truth is another one of those guys. He doesn't have to do a lot to get over.
No, and he's also
Like
a veteran. He's been everywhere.
yeah, exactly. He knows how to work. He's great. Like literally, he'll do one thing, one little thing from his arsenal, and everyone will be like, "Wow, holy shit, he is really good." Like but like he knows when to do certain things. But maybe put him in a position where he can show it. He can show a full range of what he does. I'm not saying he has to do like 630s, but like show like his maybe actually put him in a position where he wants to win a title or he wants to win.
Yeah.
But still he still has love for the fans. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing when I talk about John Cena's heel run. Yes, like I'm not saying that you have to like not every villain story has to be a Thanos story. Not every not everyone has to want to destroy half the universe, but maybe make us believe that he is someone who needs to be stopped or someone who is like an adversary.
All right, truth is back, and I hope they, don't make him a joke. That's all. That's all I ask.
That's all we can ask. Don't make people jokes. But apparently sometimes that's too much to ask now
Yeah.
because everything is a big joke.
Yes.
Fuck.
All right, let's wrap it up. It's the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
I'm Smiley Ariaga.
And make sure you listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Check out our conversation about the wacky AEW Anarchy in the Arena. Wherever you get your podcasts, and also follow us on all the socials. Links are in the episode description. Later days.